Okay, it is recording. Um, First things first, University of Texas, November 18, 2018 speaker series. We welcome everybody. We've got a few things we want to go over before I introduce our speaker for the presentation today on GIS personal branding tips to gain competitive advantages. Ollie Powers is going to let you all know a little bit about some upcoming events. And Ollie, if you don't mind filling them in.
Sure. So we've got our next speaker series is going to be January 22nd. We're taking December off for the holidays. We're going to have Eric Friesen presenting Hit the Ground Running with Open Source GIS. Registration is not yet open, but we will be sending out an email as soon as it is. We've also got 2 MAPI hours coming up in the next week. The first is going to be on December 4th in Addison at the Addison Ice House after the NCT COG regional meeting. And the second will be December 5th in Austin at the B.D. Riley's Irish Pub. And this is going to be right after the ESRI Leadership training. This MAPI hour is also in conjunction with the Austin Geo Bash event. Both these MAPI hours are live on our website, and emails will be going out shortly after the presentation, so you can sign up for those at your convenience. Also, a reminder, for contacts and members alike, you can always log on to the URSA Texas website, and you can choose your email status of which emails you would like to receive for your regional or your geographic location. So if you live in Austin and you don't want MAPI hour emails for Dallas or Houston, you can choose that. So feel free to log on to the website and choose those.
Okay. Just 1 second here. I see that we've got a couple people on. I've got to plug in my computer here real fast. So, see, we got a couple people on here. Patrick, if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure, this is Patrick Young. I'm the events coordinator for University of Texas, and I work for AECOM in Dallas.
Okay. Let's see here. Second, Chris Aiken, you're on, and Ollie. You guys introduce yourself, please.
Hi, all. This is Chris Aiken. I'm with Dunaway Associates. I'm the president of University of Texas, and I welcome you all. I'm glad you joined.
Everybody, my name is Brian King. I work for Friesen Nichols, and I'll be your moderator today. So I'm just trying to get my computer plugged in so I don't have everything die on me. One plug wasn't working, so. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. We're recording this, and we will be reposting it on our YouTube channel afterwards. So today's presentation is GIS personal branding tips to gain competitive advantages. We have Toby Soto, who is a leader in the industry. Toby serves as the editor of GISsuccess.com. You guys can check that out on his blog site. And let's see here. And he hosts on GIS Peer Success webinars and GIS Success TV, focusing on GIS strategies, technologies, and techniques to advance GIS in local government. He's got over 26 years of experience and is a recognized expert in the industry. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Toby and let him talk. And so we appreciate you coming in today.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for having me. This is quite an endearment to be with you guys. And you guys have quite the big following. I'm really surprised. I mean, that's great. URS has been exceptionally well supported in Texas and also in California. So really glad to be here. For those of you who don't know who I am and don't know what GIS Success is, Brian just trying to, summed it up a little bit there. It's a website that was built by a GIS manager for GIS managers, and it's to leverage the GIS strategies, techniques, and technologies to stimulate opportunities to advance GIS in local government. And it really stemmed out of scratching my own itch. As I moved up in my career in GIS and looking for leadership and management resources, the only thing that was out there was maybe something that was provided by vendors here and there, and maybe a couple of organizations, but you really ended up learning your management and leadership through your immediate managers. And that could be good, and sometimes that really can be bad. So, again, scratching my own itch, just trying to find a certain resource to help me in my career. I was like, you know what? I need to just fill this gap and just create this website and just start blogging about my own personal journey about leadership and management. And so that's just kind of how this whole thing has kind of flourished. It did start out as a personal brand. It started out as minigovguy.com, and it's now morphed into GISsuccess.com because it's more than just about me. It was really wanted to take it to the next level and expand it beyond and be able to communicate the management and leadership tips and all those types of things to everybody. So that's the impetus of the personal blog, the personal branding process that I've been going through. So, one thing that I really want you to kind of understand is, as you see these portraits, what immediately comes to mind? When you see Steve Jobs, you immediately think of he's innovative, he's tenacious, he's a business mogul, he's a master of human psychology. He's got us utilizing those phones and hanging on to them everywhere we go. We check him out every few minutes. So he's just a master in those things. Then Elon Musk, what immediately comes to mind? He's also an innovator, a modern age innovator now, and he's also an entrepreneur. He's creative. He's just he just comes out larger than life. And then one of your local icons there in Texas is Lance Armstrong. You think, well, you kind of get a little confused on that one, because he is an athlete. Some people can feel like, okay, he's untrustworthy, a bully, but you can also think of him as a victim and also a survivor, a cancer survivor. And then lastly, everyone knows Jack Dangerman, president of ESRI. You think of him and he's like, okay, he's a futurist. He's an entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist. He's a conservationist. He's an activist. So immediately when you see these things, all these ideas come out about what these people are, and that is their personal brand. And so what is that personal brand? It's really, it's your story. It's your experiences, your knowledge, your skills, your opinions, and it's nobody else's but yours. And so that is your personal brand. And it's important about how you frame it and how you communicate it too. So another way to look at it is this is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So that's how you can frame that whole personal branding, and what it is. Oops, hang on. Sorry, guys. So we'll go ahead and start our first poll here, and we're going to say, rate your personal branding effort. Are you guys non-existent? Is it low? You post once a month? Medium? Once a week? Twice a week? Extreme? High? So curious to see where everybody is at who's online. So we'll wait a few seconds here, see where we're all at.
Now let's let go here for a second for Toby. We're at 36 of 56. They're still working,
Okay.
but yeah, it's working. So just don't end it too soon here.
So while he's gathering that, so why is personal branding important to our GIS community? First and foremost, HRs are looking at social media. Currently, 70% are looking at social media, and it just keeps growing. And so they're looking for people that do more than just do your typical projects and do your typical GIS functions. They want people that are above and beyond. And then also recruiters. Recruiters want to acquire the people to present to their clients that are above and beyond too, because obviously they get some sort of kickback for presenting the best possible candidates to a client. So here we got the hosting polls. So interesting. So 48% is once a month, 37% non-existent. So we're pretty top heavy on the low and non-existent. So that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for doing the poll. So the other thing that's really important about the personal branding effort is that it yields results, and it increases your personal growth. It increases your self-awareness on how well you are in a certain subject matter. And it'll definitely build your professional network. And that is really key for your professional growth. Now, here's a story that I have is that when I started building my personal brand, and this was even before social media and everything like that, you know, by going to user group meetings and by interacting with different organizations, you know, you start building that network. And as I was going to interviews and trying to move up in my career, I actually knew people on the panel. So every interview I went to, I had some advantage by knowing people that were on the panel. And so it's really important to build that professional network. The third thing here is that you want to become that subject matter expert as well. And not too long ago, I went on an interview, and the guy was looking at me, and he goes, "I'm kind of starstruck." And I'm like, "Starstruck?" It's like, yeah, you know, because you post so much, and I see you all the time, you know. And I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, you know. But that's the scale that you have of yourself when you start working on your personal brand. You become that subject matter expert. And then lastly, it opens opportunities. And I kind of want to expand that. What's going on here? Sorry, guys. I want to expand on the open opportunities. It's going to increase your job growth. So, you know, you're going to eventually be up for promotions, and having that self-awareness and that confidence, it's going to give you that a little bit of advantage in order to get those promotions. It's going to improve your storytelling capabilities too, whether it's through audio or video, and even your writing skills. So you definitely get definitely advances from just being able to have those skills at bay. You also get invited to participate in nonprofit boards or even organizations. So those are opportunities that don't normally arise unless you're out there putting yourself out there through the different means so that people can recognize you and be able to participate in those avenues. It's also a great platform for freelance opportunities. So people can see that you're a subject matter expert. They're going to come to you and, hey, can you work on this? Or is there something that you can do on the side? So it's a great platform to step off of in order to create your freelance side gig. And then you can acquire new clients. So if you're already an existing business, it gives you that freedom to acquire new clients, because the more that you build your personal brand, the more people know you, and people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So those are some reasons why we want to have that personal brand. So our second poll is, where do you spend the most of your social media time? Let's see if we can pop that poll up there. Be interested to see. So we got LinkedIn, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Slack, Discord, Twitch, podcasts. Where do you guys spend your time?
Okay.
Hopefully it's not Twitch, because Twitch is a streaming a streaming platform. So that'd be kind of interesting to see you guys doing that at work. So I'm going to go into 5 tips to help improve your personal brand. And so tip number 1, you got to do it. You got to be seen. No one knows who you are unless you get out of your box and and let your presence be known. All right, so here's our results here. So most of the people LinkedIn, 38% Facebook, Instagram. All right, that's good. I'm glad it's LinkedIn because that's a really important platform to be on. So as far as being seen, you want to produce written, audio, and video content about a subject matter that provides value and that can be shared amongst others. You want to contribute and attend meetups and user groups and conferences. And you want to promote your accomplishments and not to be vain, but just to show that you're establishing yourself as a subject matter expert. The second tip, you want to be authentic. You be you. This is basically what it boils down to. Don't try to fake your brand. People could really, sniff it out that you're being an imposter, and your message comes across much better when you are yourself. And being unique, it allows you to stand out amongst the crowd. Plus, it's exhausting to try to be somebody else that you're not. Boy. Sorry about that. Have an online presence. So distribute your message and content through social media, through the different accounts like Facebook, the LinkedIn, the Twitters, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, and also Medium. This enables the ability to communicate with your followers and be able to share content of what your followers and other people have amongst the community. So definitely want to have that online presence. Come on. Okay. And then have a current LinkedIn profile. This is really important. So as we just saw in the poll, a lot of you are in LinkedIn. And so you want to have that current LinkedIn profile because people are going to seek you out. They're going to look at you and you want to make sure that you have your most current information available. It's like your landing page for others to learn about you. So you definitely want to make sure that you have an image, a picture, because you get definitely more clicks or you get more views because you have a personal profile picture than not. So that's a really important element to have. Boy, the computer's really acting up. So 5th one, be a good listener. Jack Dangerman was at a startup conference that we had here in Riverside last year, and he kind of did this impromptu sit down, and he said one thing, which was, be interested, not interesting. And that just resonated with me so much so. And that you need to be a good listener. You need to be a good listener in order to understand people's problems, to understand what people's pain points are, and being able to articulate and provide solutions to them. And so that was one thing that really resonated with me, was definitely, be a good listener, because discussions happen 2 ways, and you can't have a good discussion if only one person is talking. So in summary here, you've got tip 1 is be seen. Tip 2 is be authentic. 3 is have an online presence. The 4th is have a current LinkedIn profile. And the 5th one is be a good listener. So poll number 3. So how many are you going to improve your personal brand after today? So those were top heavy on non-existent and low personal branding. And so let's see if you guys will start approving. Wow. Sorry guys, my computer is just so wacky here. Strategies. So one thing you want to do is you really want to focus on the engagement. You don't want to focus on the vanity metrics like the likes and the views and the thumbs ups. You really want to look at the engagement that you have, and that's where you really want to focus your attention on. So that's perfect. Great. 88% want to improve their personal brand starting today. So this is going to be perfect for you guys. Right now, video performs best. The algorithms are totally geared towards video for all the different platforms. LinkedIn, Facebook, even Twitter has some built-in algorithms that are focusing on video. And if you do video, you want to make sure those videos are short and to the point. And you always want to provide value. You always want to provide valuable content. Because that's where a lot of people just want to like get it and get the value and go. And you definitely want to use hashtags and whenever you're doing any type of posting, because that helps with SEO, that's search engine optimization, and also search. So you definitely want to put like the GIS hashtag or your ESRI hashtag, and that way in people's feeds they'll see those posts that you do. And one other big strategy is titles are just as important as the content. You know, you may spend a day working on some content and writing a blog, but you really need to spend probably a good half hour at least just on titles and writing different titles, because what's going to catch people's eyes initially is the title. It's going to draw them in. So work on the titles. You know, as you do it over time, you'll get better at it because you'll see what works and what doesn't work. But titles are just as important as the content. I'm not going to trust my mouse here. So that's my content for personal branding. And I want to put a little plug in here for tomorrow. We have a GIS Peer Success webinar. And it's using personal Kanban for techniques to win the day. And that's by our co-host, Tim Nolan from Collin County, Texas. And you can register at gissuccess.com/webcast. That was oh boy, this really went wonky. Here's my contact information, and I'm available for any questions if you guys have any.
Okay, perfect. Toby, that's very informative. So I think we'll probably end up with some pretty good questions. So we've got time here for some questions and answers. And so I'll go ahead and read them off here. Megan's asked a question here for you. I was surprised to see Discord on your platform list. I practically live on Discord. How do you see Discord being utilized in professional branding?
Yeah, you know, I threw that up there because it is a up and rising platform. I have a teenage son, and he spends probably 90% of his time on Discord. Doesn't do chat, doesn't do texting. You know, he says, "Dad, you want to get a hold of me? Go through Discord." I'm like, "You got a phone? Just read your text." You know. But you know, the new kids are coming up and they're utilizing Discord, and it's similar to Slack, but it's a younger generation platform.
Okay, very good here. So let's see here. Oh, let's see. Someone else asked a question up here. Wade. Okay. Yeah, Wade has a question for you, Toby. Have you ever made a personal branding mistake, and what are the things to avoid? That's a good one.
That is good. Gosh, I don't think I've made a personal branding mistake. I'm really pretty diligent in what I produce. But but let's look at a different way. What you want to avoid. When you go into LinkedIn, you're usually there for business context. So you don't want to be posting cat videos, or I personally don't like to get very political in anything. I try to stay very platonic about that, and if I start getting a lot of those feeds, I just start unfollowing people. Because that's not my brand. I'm not political in any way. So, so I would definitely say stay away from anything that's very political, because those are hot buttons with people, and you just want to stay away from those types of things.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so kind of like the don'ts. You definitely want to read over what you write for on your LinkedIn page. You don't want a lot of misspellings, things like that. But
Right.
all right, let's see here. Looks like Tim, Mr. Nolan, has a question for you here. How does one get started in personal branding?
How does one get started? There's great ways to get started. I mean, there's a lot of free platforms you can get on. For example, if you're really into audio, there's Anchor FM, and that's a free podcasting platform that you can get on. And so if you're really into the audio perspective, for video, all you need is this guy. It's right here. That's all you need. You don't need any fancy equipment. You don't need some $3,000 camera. You don't need any type of special rig. I do all my videos just right here. That's where it starts. And it's very simple. It's very easy. All the platforms allow you to immediately take video within their own app, or you can take video on your camera and transfer it to those platforms. So video is very simple. With LinkedIn, you have the video capability. You also have the blogging capability, so you can write articles. Start thinking about things that are of interest to you and your personal branding. So if you're really into cartography, or you're really into spatial analysis, or you're into programming, you can just immediately start writing about it and post those articles in LinkedIn. And there's other blogging sites too that are open source, which are Medium. Medium's also a really good place to start, and it has a huge following, and there's a lot of different categories, and you'll immediately start gaining traction and having people follow you if you start posting on Medium. And then you can either transfer them to your own personal blog, so there's some transferability between different platforms. So those are probably the three main areas that I would start with if you're looking to just really start out of the gate.
Okay, here. Patrick has a question for you here. Do you see any danger in spending too much time posting to LinkedIn and other platforms?
Danger.
I guess, can you overdo it?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, here, some people actually start utilizing bots, and bots, allow you to kind of like preload all this information, and then it just starts spamming. It just really starts flooding the content on LinkedIn, and people can really start to notice that, because you start to lose that intimacy between you and a follower, or you or someone who's reading your content. So you can overdo it. Yeah. I mean, it's if you do once a day, I mean, that's great. I mean, and it provides valuable content. If it really provides content that is of meaning, then it's not too much. But if it's just a lot of spam, if it's all about, hey, buy this product, or buy these aerials, or just take this course, and things like that, that's when you start getting yourself in trouble. And also the algorithms will start to knock you down, so your stuff won't be as seen nearly as much if you keep posting in that way, because people aren't going to like that, and the platforms know that people don't want all that, so they're going to start knocking that away from you.
Okay, very good. I'm going to unmute Ollie just for a second, just in case. I'll leave you unmuted, Ollie, just in case I've missed some questions, and you can jump in here. Just want to let you know. We got a message here from Jennifer. Do you or have you used a social media manager? If not, what would be the reasons you might consider using one?
A social media manager? I'm assuming she's talking about like a content management type system, like Hootsuite, maybe something like that. Basically, what Hootsuite is, and what those type of content management systems allow you to preload information, preload content, and then kind of drip it out. So you can schedule things to drop at 4 a.m. So that way you catch people on the East Coast if you're on the West Coast. Those things are good. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally just do it myself because I have a little more control over the way things are posted. Whereas if you start using these content management systems like Hootsuite and things, you may load your content up and then it goes and automatically posts it for you. But sometimes the platforms aren't the easiest to deal with, and so your content may come out not the way you want it to. So for example, when you post in LinkedIn and you want the video to show below, but instead it's showing a website thumbnail, that can happen when you start utilizing some of those automated posting tools. Whereas if you do it manually, you can, X out the website and reapply video, and so the video will show as a thumbnail. So that's why I do it personally. I don't utilize any of those third-party applications on posting, just because I want to have that control. I want to make sure it looks and it flows the way I want it to be.
I understand. Yeah, Jennifer mentioned that. I guess she clarified someone who does your social media for you, so you can focus on your time on other tasks. Said something like it seems to be the main reason people don't have personal branding, or the time it takes out of the day to maintain all of the platforms. But
yes, you can have virtual assistants and people like that post your content for you, but obviously you're going to pay for that. It's not free. And
sure.
If you're bootstrapping, you're not going to be paying other people to post your content unless you're a business, and then it makes sense. Go ahead and have them post your content for you, which then frees you up to either develop more content or work on the business side of things. So that makes sense when you want to do something like that.
Well, Sarah, I think is putting you on the spot. When are you going to host another Take a GIS Team from Good to Great course?
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad you asked that. We are in the midst of the course right now. It's the beta course. And so I think we got maybe a couple more weeks left to finish that. So in December, I'm going to be revamping it and improving it from all the feedback that I get from the students. And so in January, the new and improved How to Take Your GIS Team from Good to Great will be available. And there's going to be a lot more also coming out of GISsuccess.com in 2019 as well. So you may want to subscribe to my newsletter, and there's going to be a lot of great events and workshops. So you definitely don't want to miss those opportunities.
Very good. Yeah, well, if you want to come back and present it here, we'll be glad to have you. So
I think there's one more question. Brenda's asking, would you consider adding ESRI Geonet to your choices for social media sites?
Sure. I mean, it's a place, it's a community, right? And so, you have your own login, you have your own content, you can definitely start there and comment on the different posts and help people. That's the best thing you can do, is go into environments like that And if you're really into photography, or you're really into programming, or you're, whatever your vertical is, you can go in there and dive deep, and that's how you end up being that subject matter expert, because you're the one that's in there, you're the one that's replying to these questions, and it helps bring up your clout. And I can't remember if that community has a point system or not. I remember the old forum days, the more you replied, the more clout you got, and the higher you get in the system, and you get badges and all kinds of different trinkets to show your worth. But I can't remember if they have that anymore or not. But that is a great way to start. That's definitely a way to build your personal brand.
Very good. Well, at the hike today, we had 60 people. So at least unless Ollie, you saw something different, I was thinking close. But I guess, well, this is Brian. I just wanted to ask one question and answer branding. And I've taught a lot of classes on how to get into kind of, GIS, how to get your foot in the door. I guess, and I've had a lot of different students ask me over the years, so what should I be doing? And I think what you presented today was excellent. So I guess it's like, I guess my thing is to you is what would be one of your biggest advice to someone coming out of school? What approach should they take to try to, methodology should they build, so they can plan out their steps and strategize to get their foot in the door? So I just want to know your thoughts on that.
A couple different things. First and foremost is join organizations like your own, like ESRI. Join those types of meetups to where you can be introduced to more people, expand your network, show your interest in the community, show your interest in the particular industry. So that way, when internships come up or opportunities are presented, you're kind of like top of mind to be that person to fill that position. The other thing too is that keep your mind open, keep your options open. Expose yourself to many aspects of GIS. There's more than just oil and gas. There's more than just local government. There's more than just remote sensing and aerial photography and things like that. And the more that you're exposed, the more you're going to feel like, okay, I really like this area of interest, and I want to go and apply myself into this particular market. Otherwise, sometimes you can kind of get on that treadmill where it's like, hey, I just got this first job and it's, remote sensing, and I'm just kind of like, grinding away, and you just get promoted through that system, but it's not something you're really passionate about because you never got a chance to explore the different aspects of GIS. So early in, coming out of college or just towards the end of college there, just try to expose yourself as much as possible. Go to the ESRI conference. I mean, that just right there, you can be a volunteer at the conference, and you can just start meeting people. You can start exploring the different vertical markets, and you can then take what you've learned and what you've seen, and then just apply yourself to it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. I think it's always beneficial to the young professionals and up and comers to hear from experts on how they got in and got their foot in the door and things like that. So I see some other messages here on the chat window. Ollie, do you see anything that I know Megan mentioned starting a GIS Discord server.
Kara would like to know if you can provide info on how to subscribe, I think, to your course, Toby?
Right now, the course is closed, so there's no way to get on that. But go ahead and sign up to my newsletter, and you'll catch the updates on when the course will be open again.
Is that on your last slide on how to get on there, or I can't
Yes.
remember?
Yeah. If
Okay.
you just go to GISsuccess.com, and down at the bottom, you can sign in to get the newsletter.
Okay, very good. So, well, does anybody have any additional questions for Toby? We've still got a few minutes here. We got a few things to go over. Just as Toby was mentioning, networking. We want to let you folks that didn't hear us when we started the presentation today that University of Texas has some events coming up, and we'd like to go ahead and remind you of those. This is a great networking social that University of Texas is trying to provide the communities around Texas. So, Ollie, if you're still with us, could you mind letting them know again?
Am I still with us? Silly question, Brian. All right, yes. So we've got our next speaker series is going to be January 22nd. We're taking December off for the holidays. And we're going to have Eric Friesen presenting on Hit the Ground Running with Open Source GIS. So registration is not yet open, but we will send out an email as soon as it is. We also have 2 MAPI hours coming up in the next week. The first is going to be December 4th in Addison at the Addison Ice House, right after the NCTCOG regional meeting. And the second one is going to be in Austin on December 5th at B.D. Riley's Irish Pub. And this is going to be right after the ERISA Leadership Academy training. This is also in conjunction with the Austin GeoBash event. Both these MAPI hours are live on the website, and we will be sending out emails very, very soon if they haven't already been sent out. So feel free to sign up for those, and we'll see you in Austin, Addison. Also, a reminder for both contacts and members, you can sign up, or you can sign into the website, the University of Texas website, and you can choose your email preferences for your geographic region. So if you live in Houston and you do not want MAPI hour emails about everywhere else in Texas, you can choose just to get Houston MAPI hours. And we will be having Houston MAPI hours. And that's about it for announcements.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and unmute Patrick Young and Chris Aiken in case either of those two gentlemen want to say anything. Chris is our president of University of Texas, and then Patrick is the main events coordinator for University of Texas, and he's doing a fabulous job. Put you guys.
Nothing on my end. This is Patrick. I just wanted to say thanks to Toby for the presentation. It was great.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
All right. Yeah, this is Chris. I just echo that. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mute Chris again. I'll leave Patrick. I'll leave you open. Well, I don't see any other questions here. If you do have any questions for Toby, you can go to his website and you can ask him there, or feel free to email us at University of Texas at gmail.org and or gmail.com, and then we will pass along the question to Toby. So, Toby, appreciate you having you here. If you're around Texas, definitely let us know. Love to set up something, maybe a live, then get together, maybe do some lightning talks and stuff. But yeah, let us know when you get the next workshop and stuff together. We'll be happy to support you any way possible. But,
Great.
really, other than that, I look forward to seeing folks at happy hours, MAPI hours, and that's a good one. But I didn't come up with that one, but it's still pretty great. And please go to our website and join, become a member of University of Texas. If you want to volunteer, we love to have you. We're growing and we're here to stay, and we're looking to have a great ending to the 2018 and just a fabulous 2019. So appreciate it. We will not have a speaker series in December. We will pick it back up in January, but we will have plenty of socials and happy hours coming your way. So please check your emails. Ollie, Patrick, anybody, anything else I've missed?
No, I think you've got it all.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian.
Well, Toby, we hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and everybody, you all take care. We'll see you January, if not at the MAPI hours.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, Toby.
Bye-bye.